Bohemians, Indie Bohemians, Indie Bohemians morning show.
It's weird because we have exactly the same voice, so you're gonna have to. I'll have to affect it somehow so you can tell the difference.
Okay. Well, okay, awesome. Well, I'm glad this is working. We have a conference call going on. So real quick, I know you guys are busy. So just tell me about your short film, Daddy's Little Girl.
Well, it's a 5-minute short kind of sci-fi horror thriller. It is the story of a genius little girl who has an abusive father. And the film is basically kind of about her process of taking back control in kind of her life and their relationship, but it definitely has a sci-fi bent to it and creeps people out. So
you could say she takes a hands-on approach.
Yeah, definitely.
Is it like a Carrie type situation?
I mean, she has red hair, so in that sense, she's a freckled, red-headed girl, very slight. But yeah, some similar. Yeah, I'd say that their relationship is actually probably fairly similar to Carrie and her mother. I would think her mother was awful to her.
Oh yeah. So where did you guys come up with this idea? And you guys have made films in the past. This isn't your first rodeo. So where did this idea come from?
I had so the last film that we did was called Bear With Me, and it was a little minute, really silly, absurd comedy. And after going through a few festivals with that, we wanted a more serious subject matter overall. And so having that thinking in the back of my mind, I was driving along one day listening to the TED Radio Hour, NPR show. Mm-hmm. And it was there's a TED Talk that was outlining, science and new technology theories, and it's difficult to outline the exact inspiration without totally ruining the movie, but basically this TED show, the episode is called Hackers, and it's like the 5th segment in that Hackers episode, but it talks about this theory for a treatment for depression. And that's kind of the underlying theme under what this is a very fantastical version about what that process is. So I actually called Trey, after hearing that and said, hey, I think this could make a really cool, really small short, that we could probably shoot pretty quickly, and set him out to write the script. And he did it in about 2 weeks while I was in Austin on a commercial shoot.
Mm-hmm. So how long did it take to film?
Well, so I wrote the script that night after the conversation, and then we had a 2-week time period for pre-production, and then we did 1 day of principal photography, and then we had a couple of pickup shoots after that.
Yeah, but the journey to here, obviously, we have other things that we work on. It's all the film stuff is just passion projects really at this point. So we worked on it off and on for almost a full year before we really finalized the edit and the color and the sound design. And the version that you see at the Nashville Film Festival was a year-long process worked on intermittently.
Oh wow!
Yeah, long time for 5 minutes.
Yeah, perfecting it. So, what are the perks for you guys for making a short film rather than a feature?
Shorts are shorter, right? The big thing for us, other than just really loving the short format, as an art form, I think short films are interesting. You can kind of explore subject matter that maybe wouldn't fit in a larger piece very effectively. And I think that you can look to a lot of features, especially indies, that maybe should have been short films. Things that hear people talk about films that kind of hang their hat on one big pivotal scene. Maybe they should have just done that scene and you could save yourself an hour 15. So I think that the short format is often overlooked, but beyond that, like it allows us to get into places where other filmmakers are at a lower cost, right? So like, I mean, we're here at the Nashville Film Festival, and there are other filmmakers here at the Nashville Film Festival, and it doesn't matter if those guys have made a short or they've made a feature or they've made a doc or they've made a horror film. Like, we're all here as filmmakers. And so I made a 5-minute film, and I'm up here at this festival with someone who made a 3-hour film. And we can stand in the same place and talk and meet each other and then maybe work together someday. And so it's really just kind of about getting on that other side of that invisible barrier a little bit, at least initially.
It seems also kind of like whenever you make a short film like this, it's almost like having a 5-minute resume that you can send out.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I mean, absolutely. And that's one of the things that we certainly set out to try to show is like, hey, here's at least a slice or a taste of what we would be capable of doing, not only with this project, but with future projects or bigger projects.
Yeah, that sounds like a great idea. And the fact that you can cut down the narrative to 5 minutes, I think, says a lot, that you can edit it down and tell that story in that little time.
Yeah. That's one of the things that I really love about short film. From a writing standpoint, being able to try to generate a narrative in as small a time as possible is a great challenge. And it really pushes you to strip down to what's essential for a story.
Exactly. All right. Well, very cool. Is there anything else that you guys wanted to add about it?
Probably the only other thing is that we're, kind of along the same lines of, why a short versus a feature. Usually that answer is that you make a short to someday make a feature, and I think that for everybody that tends to be the case, us included. We have a feature-length horror script that we've been working on since 2012 that we hope to have, at least as final a draft as ever has existed by the end of the summer, if not by the end of the month, and really hope to start pre-production on it within the next year. And so this being our second festival and what we hope is a very fruitful run, this is definitely something that's a project we're going to be pushing and trying to meet people to talk about, financing and like what that process would be like to get that thing made so we can be, back to festivals as feature filmmakers.
Yeah, that sounds
at some point soon.
I'm a huge horror fan. And
yeah, great.
Awesome. It's actually Daddy's Little Girl, so it's preceding a feature film, and if you go and see the movie Sufferland, that's when you can watch Daddy's Little Girl, right?
Yes, and actually, and I'm not sure when this goes out for people to hear it, but we have also been selected as a nominee for the Tennessee Horizons Audience Award for Best Tennessee Short.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So what that means is they've taken I think that there's 25 or 26 total Tennessee shorts in the festival, and people have, audiences have come and seen those all at one screening each, made their selections. Those votes have been tallied up, and they've chosen the top 6. And they will be screening those top 6 all together in a block on Thursday at 6:30.
Awesome.
It's actually just something that they've added fairly late last night. So last I checked, there's probably about 100 tickets left, and that's going to be the best way to see the film, because not only will you see our short, but you'll see 5 of the other best Tennessee shorts, which are all fantastic and made by very many friends of mine. And so that would be the one that I really encourage people to come to.
Yeah, that's awesome. So there's 2 more chances to see it. You can come Thursday, 6:30 p.m. at Nashville Film Festival, and then it's also showing Friday at 1 p.m. before the movie Sufferland.
Yes.
At the Nashville Film Festival.
Yes.
Awesome. But yeah, I'm excited to see it. I'm going to stop by.
Awesome. And don't forget
to
vote on your way out on Thursday.
Yeah.
You have my vote, and I haven't seen it yet.
Now we don't want favorites, Paulina.
I know. It sounds really cool, though. I like the concept. It sounds creepy, and I like it. And I like when ladies get revenge, and so I'm excited.
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, we're all about the girl power.
Yes.